What's up, everyone? Spencer here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm here for a wedding. I just watched some good friends tie the knot. It was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony, beautiful people. And of course, what was on my mind was COP21. So I was just actually thinking about this on the bus ride back, and this is an idea that I've been coming back to over and over and over again. So in about 2 months' time, COP21 is going to take place in Paris. 190 some odd nations are going to come together and hopefully agree on some text regarding an international agreement on climate change. Now, there's a lot of talk about this. If it's going to be robust enough, if it's going to be ambitious enough, if it's going to be legally binding, if it's going to put the adequate responsibility on the high polluter nations, on these rich nations and these big economies, if it's going to put the onus on China and Brazil and Russia for these fast developing economies that are going to contribute a vast amount of the greenhouse gases that are going to be emitted for the next 20, 30, 40 years. And I want to say this, whatever we get in Paris this December, we must rally behind it. We must take ownership of it and run with it. What Paris is, it's going to be the true north. And all of a sudden, all the compasses are going to align. And we're going to be able to point to the Paris Agreement and say, yes, this is the new international standard. This is the agreement. This is what we have, and we're going to move forward with it. It may not be perfect. It may even be incomplete, but it's what we have. And we need to take ownership of that instead of saying it's not good enough and therefore we're going to protest the actual agreement. I say it's not good enough, but then let's move forward from there. I mean, really, what are we doing? What do we want to do? We want to make sure that we are mitigating greenhouse gases in the atmosphere by transitioning to cleaner fuels, by ceasing deforestation, by smarter land management practices. We want to be adapting, creating more resilient communities and nations, and a more resilient global economy. These are the things that we need to be focusing on. The agreement in Paris is more of like this, like this North Star that is going to be guiding us in that direction. And we now have an international treaty to get behind and say, yes, this is now the international consensus. This is the new paradigm. The 21st century is the century in where we are transitioning away from the old model of doing things, which is high climate, which is bad for the climate. And we're going to be transitioning to a cleaner economy. So really, what I'm here to say in my fancy suit is whatever happens in Paris, let's say yes, let's keep moving forward. See you next time, guys.